Salmonan, guys. Yes, I'm so frustrated. I am beyond frustrated. I don't know if it's just me, but there's this thing of people lack the ability, the cognitive ability to think and to process, you know. Let me tell you where it starts off. So we were having this conversation with my brother and a couple of close friends just around the immaturity of our generation, and we were comparing our generation to the generations above us, etc., etc., you know, only to realize even our parents, as mature as they came across when we were young, no, guys, you start thinking about the dumb ass decisions that they did on our behalf. Yes, they might think that they were doing what's best. Yes, it's the only thing that they knew, with the limited information they have. But the spaces they put us in, the friends that they, or rather their friends that they introduced into our lives, you know. I just come back from a funeral and watching how abantu mngcwabeni drink themselves into a stupor, you know, watching how abantu are so inconsiderate, you know. There's this thing that Ufusi Tembewayo says, and he talks about black people, you know, and it might be triggering, so just trigger alert for those Pan-Africanists. He says, generally speaking, with black South Africans, our biggest problem is that when we don't have an actual answer on some of the bigger problems that we face, we want to simplify it so that our little brains can understand. You know, if you see someone who is doing well for themselves, you know, that the simplest thing is to say, I know it's tenders or BE. The simplest thing is to say it's inherited money or something along the lines of we are twasune yoga, you know, versus actually unpacking and understanding, you know, what this person is going through, the ups and lows, if they have a business, the challenges faced the business. But you'll quickly simplify because you lack the ability to think and really unpack. You'll see someone with a great body, you'll quickly say it's steroids. You'll see someone going through this, you will simplify it because you don't want to go through that cognitive challenge of actually thinking about why. I had this conversation with my partner this morning around what's happening in the Middle East, you know, where you have a lot of people saying, just because Hamas is evil. There has to be a reason why all of this started on both sides. There has to be a reason why Israel is moving the way they are. There has to be a reason why Palestine is moving the way they are. And for us to just simplify it and just say Hamas is evil or the IDF is evil, or it just shows how people lack the ability to think. You know, I'm driving around this area here in Vereeniging and I'm seeing people, the way they're driving on the road, the selfish decisions that they're doing, again, telling me, Woody, they just purely focus on themselves. Purely focus on themselves. Guys, like, thinking is a skill. Practice it in the smallest ways possible. Practice thinking. How will this look, me making this decision? How will it translate short term? How will it translate mid to long term? You know, every single decision that we do on the daily has these effects. So you drinking yourself into a stupor this December, you know, how does that translate to how you're going to wake up tomorrow morning? You know, you going and having a party and sleeping with this girl and sleeping with that girl, how does that translate in the mid to long term? How? And then tomorrow you're going to be blaming, oh no, men are trash, men are trash. Sisi, we storm out abang. Sisi, we storm out abang. This guy literally, you met him tonight, he buys you a bottle of Moe, you get lost in nonsensical glitter, only for the next day to blame him, only for 6 months down the line when you're pregnant and he's not answering your calls to blame him. You opened your legs to a loser that you met who just bought you a bottle. Were you thinking at all? You had the option of the following day to wake up and go to Eclipse and get a morning after. Did you do that? No. You had the option once you've missed your first period, if you believe in something like termination, you had an option of terminating. You had all these options, and now when you're about to deliver, you're busy calling men are trash, men don't want to step up to that. You don't even know this guy's fucking surname. Sasa, Amachita are going to be sleeping with this girl and this girl and this girl. One of them you're going to find out is a 16-year-old girl that you met at this club who snuck in, and now you're going to be like blaming her. But now what was she doing? You didn't think, you didn't process. You just saw yourself fucking 35 years old, like, yo, I've got this young, fresh Get frustrated, guys. Get frustrated because there are real everyday problems, real everyday things that we need to solve. You know, from a political point, we can't simplify it. We need to unpack why is there corruption. Think, people, why? Let's get rid of the ANC. You think the other political parties won't be corrupt? Okay, let's get rid of the local drug kingpin. You think drugs will stop? Because you guys aren't thinking. You know, I did a whole video yesterday around these young girls wanting to be with married men, and just some of the people sending me DMs just hating instead of unpacking. I'm not saying don't get frustrated. I'm not saying don't get annoyed. I'm saying let's unpack the reasons as to why we are where we are. If you are drinking copious amounts of alcohol to a point where you're fucking pissing your pants at a funeral, we need to sit down and go, okay, sharp, there's deeper problems here. There's deeper ass problems here, and as a society we need to come together. If we living in South Africa and every person is drinking themselves fucked up and still driving and causing accidents, if people are having unprotected sex, getting sick, if crime is going up, how are we not processing? How are we not thinking? And then we think these people are fit to raise our kids, and we think that these people are fit to run the country, and we think we're fit to start businesses. That's why other countries laugh at us. You have people that come into South Africa and they laugh at us. And they say, you South Africans, you guys are need dumb. And there's truth in there. You know, you have other guys coming into this country, and you guys know who I'm talking about, but I don't want to say these things because Niaz Wutish, they're going to call me Ban and unnecessary names. But again, it just goes back to the fact that we lack the capacity to process certain things. We want to simplify and quickly jump and blame. We want to jump and blame. Yeah, fine, I'm blaming, but I'm blaming Utomben. I'm blaming the mere fact that you guys are not sitting down within your families, realizing that you haven't spoken to your mom in so many years, you haven't spoken to your brother, your sister in so many years, you haven't spoken to your friends in so many years, Nyabifa unnecessarily, all because there were solutions that you guys, or there was problems that you guys couldn't solve, or at least sit down and try and think about a potential solution that could assist the both of you guys. You guys are lazy to think, and then what's worse, once you've thought of it, you guys are lazy to implement and get things going. Yo, guys, I can talk about this topic for hours and hours and hours of end, but please just do me a favor. I need you guys to do me a favor. Whatever challenges that you're going through, whatever ups and downs of life, just take a breather, sit on your edge of the bed, and just, okay, sharp, where am I now? Where would I like to be in 3 weeks time? Where would I like to be in 3 months time? Where would I like to be by the end of the year? End of year, December 2024. How am I looking? How am I looking financially? How am I looking physically? Am I doing the things today? If you think that you will be let's say right now you work as a teacher, as an example, are you doing the things today that will align with your goal of becoming a principal next year this time? Or are you hoping that Jesus comes back and waves his magic wand at you being a principal? Are you doing the necessary things? If your goal next year, next year is to drive a Porsche 911, are you doing the things today that actually are starting to move you closer to your goal? Are you doing it, or are you just sitting? Are you just hating? You're doing nothing. You're doing nothing but bitching, moaning, and complaining, and you're not thinking. Your kids are struggling because you as a father, you can't think. Your kids are struggling because you as a mother, you can't think. You're out there trying to, that guy's not going to see the kids, using your kids as ammo, using your kids to fight your fights for you, all because you can't process whatever the challenges that your baby daddy has moved on. Now you're angry. All because you can't process pain, all because you can't process loss, all because you can't sit down and actually work hard. You want to sum it down or limit it down with your simple ass brain to this and that and that and that. Anyway, guys, this was just a little bit of a rant, just me airing out some frustrations. But tell me what you think. You know, how can we solve this problem in this country where people lack the ability to think, to process, to have these hard conversations? Like, share, subscribe, do all those good things. Share. Anyway, Gentanda, have yourselves a blessed day. Sharp.